Hey, this is Sarah and it's Next Chapter Diaries. This is a different kind of episode. It's a bonus episode because it's answering a question, which is, how are you doing this? How are you managing to be on the road? How are you making an income? I'm going to take you through what my current costs are after my first month. I'm now 6 weeks in, but after my first month on the road, I know exactly how much I'm spending. And also, I'm going to take you through how I am earning money now and how I'm going to be doing it as I'm on the road as well. So if you have a next chapter in mind, it may be van life, it may be something completely different, but I'm going to take you through what I'm doing, and then I'm going to give you some top tips on how you can make that leap and work out how you can fund whatever it is you want to do next.
I'm Sarah, I'm 55 and I've just cashed in a small pension, sold out virtually everything I own, and I've gone all in financially on getting a campervan. And with my dog Bella, I'm starting my next chapter by exploring the UK coastline and sharing the experiences I have. Hit subscribe and join me.
So let's talk about that all important comment, which is you are living my dream. I am going to admit, every morning at the moment, I wake up and I go, I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but I am doing it and I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm going to share with you just a little something to give you something to think about. If you have a next chapter in mind, and it might be that you can't actually do it. I couldn't have done this 6 months ago. I didn't have the funds. I didn't have the access to my modest pension fund. And also the way that my life was set up, I didn't feel I was in a place where I could just up sticks and go. And part of that was actually in my own head. So I want to just plant that there, because sometimes our default is that we tell ourselves, oh, I would love to do that. And then our thoughts and even the things that we say out loud are all about the excuses and the reasons why we can't actually do it. And all you have to do, seriously, all you have to do is to start to turn that around, and amazing things start to happen. And what I mean by that is, rather than telling yourself why you can't do it, you need to question, do you actually really want to do it? And if the answer is yes, start thinking about how you can make it happen. Just open up your mind and let yourself have the craziest ideas as to how you could potentially do it. Because before you know it, something will click, something will fall into place, and it will scare the big what's-its out of you. But it will get you moving forward. So that's the only thing I wanted to say. When people say you are living my dream, it's a very real thing, but dreams can become reality. How am I managing to do this? Well, you know already, if you've been watching this series, you know already that basically I've gone all in financially on this van. I cashed in a pension, selling my car, selling furniture. I basically decluttered to within an inch of my life, and I got together as much as I possibly could. I had a small amount of cash savings, and I've also got some debt, right? I'm like most people in the country right now. I have some debt as well. So when I got the van, I think the base price was something like 52, something like that. And so what I did then was I stripped the cost down as much as I possibly could and added on the things that I felt I really needed. So I bought a portable battery pack. I also got an immobilizer put on it, a really good one, which I'm really pleased about, because it was important to me that the van was secure. So I also did that. I also paid for my insurance for a year in advance. So I have to mention that because that's not something that I'm paying on a monthly basis. And I decided to do that because it was cheaper to do it. My insurance was just over £1,600. And whilst I did get cheaper quotes, but this one covered me for this particular journey. I was upfront with them about absolutely everything, because I thought I do not want a situation where something happens and I'm not covered correctly. And there are so many different types of van insurances. And so I would say do your research extensively. Make sure you've got enough mileage, you've got them knowing that you are not based at home every night and you're not doing short trips, okay, because it does make a big difference. I bought a safe fill gas bottle as well, so it's refillable. That was a couple of £100. There were a few other items that I didn't have that I needed to buy. So all in all, I've spent about £56,000 on this beauty, and getting myself set up for a year on the road. I am a coach. I've actually trademarked Start Over Coach. I have on and off over the last few years when I haven't been in a bad place. And I mean that, you know, you cannot do positive things from negative places. And over the last 6 years, I've been through divorce. I've lost my mum. There's been a whole bunch of stuff. Menopause, you know, the whole thing going on. Like most Gen X women at the moment, we are up to here, being in the middle of all sorts of things. So my levels of success over the last few years have been on and off, up and down, and all over the place. And I came to the conclusion that I really needed to do something major. I wanted to shake it up and do something that I really, really wanted to do. I wanted to go out there and rediscover who I am. And that's what Next Chapter Diaries is all about. But I have been, so what have I been doing? When I was able to be visible, I am a Start Over coach. And previous to that, I've also been helping people, coaching and mentoring them in terms of their online business. So I was helping small businesses take their offline business online. I was teaching them how to do online courses and so on. And that all went very well, but it meant that I had to be very visible. I had to be visible on social media. And after the divorce and after losing my mum, I just found that really, really hard to do. But I am coaching again. And so that is one of my income streams. I do it on a one-to-one basis. I'm mainly working at the moment with clients that I've worked with previously. So that's nice and easy. And every now and then I get a call and they say, can I have a couple of sessions? I'm trying to work through something, and that's what I'm doing. So that's one income source. I also have a series of affiliate links, and I haven't really been pushing them, but the main one that brings income in for me is Kajabi. Now, if you don't know what Kajabi is, it is an online business platform. And what it does is I won't go into loads of it, but it's my website, it's my email, it is where I host my courses, where I do my Zoom style calls, it's my coaching portal, it's absolutely everything. And I've got other affiliates as well. I do Tropic Skincare. There's all sorts of different things. So when I've been working with clients on a one-to-one basis, and we're working on them creating their online courses or something of that nature from the business side of things, then obviously I put forward my recommendations. You will find it on my website. So in the past, it's been a really, really good source of income for me. But where I'd slow down that side of my business and I was focusing more on helping people start over, move on, then that has gone by the wayside a little bit. However, it does keep me on the road in some respects because it is allowing me to have my business online as I go. So that is one of the areas. There's quite a few different affiliate links, and I'll pop them all in the comments below so that you can have a look. But here's the thing that I want to say. If you're thinking about doing affiliate links, and all that means is when you recommend a product, you get a kickback from the company. So, for example, if you decide you want to start an online business and you want to have a look at Kajabi, if you go through my link, then Kajabi then pay me a commission for part of whatever you sign up for. And that's how it works. It doesn't cost you anything. But one thing I will say is whatever the affiliates are, if you are going down this route yourself, make sure it's products that you use or services that you actually use, that you really know them really, really well. Because if you're like me, I've never recommended anything that I didn't know, because it comes back to you, right? It's a reflection on you. So I only recommend it to people that I think it's relevant to. And I've had numerous different products over the years, and it's not the cheapest, but that's not why I choose it. While I was being less visible, what I was doing to earn money was, one, I had a contract with a company. I built their membership site for them because I know how to do that stuff. And I also created the content, and I created an online course where I wrote it, I presented it, I filmed it, I recorded it, I edited, I uploaded it. I basically created the course for them based on a lot of knowledge that I'd acquired, and clearly on my business background. So I was able to help them. So that's one thing that I did. I also approached, because I wanted to be low key. I couldn't be, when I was going through a hard time, I just couldn't be visible. I have editing skills. I have marketing skills. So I was helping people with their Kajabi websites. That's a product that I know. It's a technology that I know and understand and love. So that was relatively easy. And I just charged an hourly rate. I was also helping people with their podcasts, because I've had my own podcasts in the past. I've got my own YouTube channel. So I was able to help people with their editing and just charge an hourly rate. But I want to move away from that now, because that's exchanging time for money. And I need more time to be on the road now, to do my channel, to explore, to live a little, and, to really enjoy myself. And I don't make any apologies for that. I have a very strong business background, and I had a successful career in magazine publishing. Now, I worked mainly in London, and I also moved to Dubai and launched magazines there. And that gave me some amazing skill sets. I studied business studies at university, and I majored in marketing. And I went into the magazine publishing industry from a sales perspective. So I have an advantage here in that I've got quite a good grounding in terms of business. By the time I wanted to have children, it was time for me to leave that career. It felt like I'd done enough. Once I'd launched magazines in Dubai as well, I was hungry to have my first business. I started a photography business, and that went really, really well. Photography had been a hobby of mine, and I basically turned it on and off. So sometimes it was part-time, and eventually it became full-time. And I had a studio, and I was a wedding and portrait photographer. So that was my first taste of having my business. There was a thread through my whole professional life, which was I'd always coached people. And so I gradually moved into, people would come into my studio. I was a big networker, and people used to say, your marketing is really good. How are you doing it? And before I knew it, I started coaching other photographers to start with. And then it was also coaching and mentoring for other women, mainly with small businesses. And so after doing the photography business for many, many years, I had a bit of a crisis. My children were getting bigger, and I felt really misaligned with my business. And what I mean by that was, whilst I loved what I did, I really did, I was finding that as my children got older, they really knew the difference between the week and the weekend. And being a wedding and family portrait photographer, yes, I did business stuff in the week, but mostly families needed to be photographed at the weekends, and clearly a lot of weddings were done at the weekends. And so I found that I was spending more time with other people's families than I was with my own. So I was working way too hard. It was doing me in. So everything led to, okay, I'm going to give up the photography. But by then, the coaching was really moving on, the coaching and mentoring. And I also had created some online courses. And I was very interested in what was happening in the online world. Why wouldn't you be, right? Because back then, it was the first time, I'm talking about 2013 here, it was the first time that I had seen people running businesses completely online. I saw how they were able to have memberships and sell digital courses, and they could sell them over and over again, and the income was scalable. And I just thought, that is fantastic. That means if I can get into that, if I can learn those skills, I can combine it with my business knowledge, and I could do something else, something scalable. So that's what I was doing. And then things started to go wrong. In one way, things were going great because people were like, how are you creating these online courses? And that question, how are you doing this, keeps coming up in my life. So what happened was that was really beginning to take off. However, at the same time, I was in an unhappy marriage, and my then husband, I now call him the father of my children. That's his title. I don't call him ex-husband. I don't think that does any of us any good. We're still a family. So we decided to go our separate ways, and I pretty much imploded. I've got to be honest. So, and then my mum died. It was just horrendous. So the last 6 years have been a real mixed bag. And if I'm honest, I lost so much confidence. So I decided that I was going to do a coaching qualification. I thought it would do my confidence a world of good. It would give me something that I could really focus on while things were going really horrible. And so I did that. And that really took my coaching to the next level. Last year, I also trained as a celebrant. So that gives you, I haven't done anything with that because, and it's a little bit difficult to be a celebrant when you're on the road, or that's what I have been telling myself. But I've had a few ideas whilst I've been on the road as to how I can incorporate that in a very different way. I digress. So what am I doing for income now? I'm continuing with my one-to-one coaching. I'm also very excited to tell you that I'm going to be opening the Next Chapter Club membership. And this is a low-cost membership, and it's all about change. It's all about you finding, it's a wonderful community space where you can be with other people who are looking to change their lives. And it doesn't necessarily mean looking to make your life better. It could be looking to make your life different, or it could be looking to make your life better. Okay. So this is my bag. My has gone from helping people with a business and package up their knowledge so they can create online courses and take their business online. And I have a very good track record with that as well. But my personal interest, my real passion is also to help people who are maybe in a bit of a situation and work with them so that they can start to generate or get themselves in a better financial position. And part of finding the motivation to do that is actually really understanding these 5 things in your life: who you are, what you do, who you do it for, how you do it, and why you do it. And you can apply all of those things to any part of your life. Now, if there's anything that I have learned, it is this: you cannot do positive things with negative thinking. That's it. You can't. It is impossible. And you also need to understand what it is that you actually want to be doing, because then everything else starts to fall in place. That brings me nicely on to, you can see the structure that I'm putting there. I've also got plans to do a group coaching program, but I'm not going to be doing that until September. I'm doing one thing at a time, and it's the community that I really want to build right now. So if you are interested in that, it is going to be, I'll give you just a couple of top lines. This is not a sales pitch. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. It's going to be £15 a month, or for the first 100 people, if they want to commit to it for a year, it's just going to be £99 for the membership for the year. And there's all sorts of things in there. There'll be weekly calls. There will be meetups, because I've had lots of people say to me, let me know when you're in this area. I would love to meet up. And I just thought to myself, I've run networking meetings before. I've done all sorts of different things, and I've run memberships before. But this journey that I'm on is very, very isolating. And so wouldn't it be brilliant to have a membership where actually I can do meetups all over the country and really bring people together in a, you can physically touch someone, only if it's appropriate, but you know, you can actually be with other people. And that excites me. I know there's always a great energy when good people come together. So I want to be a catalyst for that. And the one thing they'll all have in common is they want to be doing something different. They want to move into the next chapter of their life. It doesn't have to be van life, although I suspect there's quite a few who want that, even if it's just a part of that in your life. So that's going to be the membership as well. Then clearly I've got the YouTube channel. Now this, I am not doing this to make me an income. So I'm just going to share with you that 3 weeks ago, my channel was monetized. Now, what that actually means is this. When you watch my videos and the adverts come up, I now, from 3 weeks ago, not from right from the start, but from 3 weeks ago, I receive a percentage of the advertising. Now that sounds like, whoa, that's loads, but let me tell you how much I've made in the last 3 weeks. I have made £51.84. So I'm not going to be retiring anytime soon. And to be honest, some people might go, that's a lot of effort for nothing. But my reason behind doing the channel isn't to make money. It is that I want to document my journey. I am doing something creative that I absolutely love to do. And I'm not going to lie, I do now more than ever. The fact that people are telling me that it is inspiring them, that it is encouraging them to do new things, that makes me very happy. And so YouTube, you know, plenty of people make a fabulous living by running YouTube channels. It is to create these videos and have it like, I get excited about the fact that my grandchildren, they're way off by right now, but hopefully one day I will have grandchildren. That would be lovely. And wouldn't that be amazing for them to see this journey? I would have loved that if my gran had done that. Anyway, so if you're thinking about doing a YouTube channel, I would say go for it. But I will say this, it is a lot of effort. You have to have a passion for it. And I certainly am not seeing it as, I'm seeing it as an income stream. And let me tell you, when I can take that money out, because you have to have a minimum of £60 in before you can take it out, it will be the most satisfying money. Honestly, the energy behind that money feels amazing. So whether I put it in as diesel, whether it's a campsite for a few nights, I don't know how I'm going to spend it yet, but it will be really exciting. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh, I don't want it. Of course I do. But it's not what I'm relying on. My one-to-one coaching, my affiliate, and my membership is going to be my main source of income in whichever order. But those are the things. There are loads of plans for other things. I have started a book, but clearly that's not going to come out until I've finished this particular journey. There are workbooks I can create, and you can start to do these things as well. So I have taken all of the things that I love to do. I love coaching people. I love building communities. I am confident enough now that I'm ready to be visible again so that I can build that. And you can do these things too. And the group program I will be introducing as well. So I'm only focusing on those things because that's plenty for me to be working on. And here's the thing that I want to tell you next. Let me talk you through what my expenses are, because it is related. When you're thinking about what it is that you want to do in your next chapter, I highly recommend that you really build a strong picture on what that is actually going to look like and how much is it going to take for you to fund it. Now, I don't have a mortgage to pay. I don't have kids in school. There's lots of expenses that I don't have now. And last month I spent £1,441.34 last month. Now that is a mixture of, let me give you some of the breakdown. I spent £310 on diesel. I made some mistakes in May. I did a lot of darting around and I went back to places because I was trying to find my way, and I was also getting used to the fact that I was doing YouTube videos as well. So there was a lot going on and I made some mistakes. but 310 of that was on diesel. £326.62 I spent in the supermarkets. Now, when I say the supermarkets, I mean shops. So that is my food. It was things like I bought a new set of bedding. That was a really good deal, and I needed another set of bedding. There's a swimming costume in there because I remember to bring one, and obviously I needed that. There are a few bits and bobs that I won't be continuing with, okay? Then I've got expenses on Bella, her insurance. I spent £30 on parking. Then there's things like my Starlink, so that I've got internet. I am working with clients online on calls, so I need to have my internet. I've also got to upload my videos and so on. So Starlink is a cost. Then I've got some business costs. I've also got some debt repayments that I have to make. Then there's those little things, like I give to the NSPCC, and I do a maze. Doesn't everybody, right? Yeah, and I spent £130 on campsites as well. So there are some things there. I won't be spending that much. My confidence now with park ups and so on is so much higher, and so I won't be spending quite so much on campsites. Now, that doesn't mean I won't be doing that, because I want to do certain campsites to get the amazing views, but I'm on this for an adventure. I'm here to stretch my comfort zones as well. And so my confidence is built up there. So I think that's one that I can cut down on as well. So let's say that I need £1,500 a month. Now, that's less than minimum wage. So for me to do some one-to-one sessions and to open up my membership site, for example, if I get 10 people every single month that say, yeah, I'll take the annual thing for £99 because they're saving money and they want to get involved, then I just need 10 of those every single month, and I'm way on my way. So the secret to this is understanding, what do you actually need? Because there have been times in my life where I'm like, do you know what? In order for me to do everything that I want to do with the lifestyle that I had and the commitments that I had, I was needing to earn £6,000-7,000 a month. I don't need to do that now. So that's what I would encourage you to do. These two things. Start off with, what is it that you want your next chapter to actually look like? And then start to break it down and look at the costs. Then the next thing you need to do is stop thinking about a job and start thinking about generating income. There's a very, very big difference. And sometimes our conditioning that we have is, I've got to have a job. I've got to do 9 to 5 so I can do this. You don't. Now, I'm going to put a link in the description. As Bella waking up, I'm going to put a link in the description to 2 videos that I've already made. And they are both there to help you really think about what your skill sets are. So I've just given you a potted history. You can see all of the things that I've done in the past. Everything has led me to here. So I've got those skill sets. So understanding what your costs are and then looking at your skill sets. What is it that you can do? And you'll be amazed when you start to go back through your history. And this is your project. Go back through your personal history. Think about these things. When have you had success in your life? What has made you happiest? What has felt most fulfilling in your life? Because we are living in times now where AI is everywhere. Information is everywhere. People don't need more information. What they need is the benefit of experience. So let me give you an example here. Say you're a gardener, right? You are a gardener. There are loads of skill and lots of information that you can impart. But here is where the value comes. I could just Google, or I could go onto AI and say, right, this is my garden. What can I plant at different times of the year? And so on. And it'll give it to me for free, and I'll have that information. But then I might find to myself that my plants are dying and I'm not doing it properly. And I come across somebody who is online who's been a gardener and who has a membership site, and they have stacks and stacks and stacks of experience. So they're going to know more about my particular garden. Wow, that was fast. They're going to know more about what I can do with my garden. They will ask me about what soil I have. They will ask me about what conditions is my garden. Sunny, is it shady? Because they know what they're talking about, they will be able to do something bespoke for me. Now, for me, if I've got to the stage where I'm like, I hold value in that experience, then I'm going to go to them and I'm going to pay them for their knowledge. And that might be whether it's an online course, whether it's a membership to be a part of, or whether it's working with them on a one-to-one basis. People have skills. Every single one of you will have something that you are really good at. So think about, what is it that people come to you for? What did they come to you for? What is that thing that they go, I know, I really need to speak to Lisa because she is so good at this. Or Lindsay is always in the garden. She is the one for me to go to. Katie is fantastic with interior design. She's the one I need to go to. Those skills, when people keep coming to you for one particular thing, that is a really good clue about what you could potentially use that knowledge and monetize it. And the online world is there for the taking, my friends. It really, really is. You don't need millions of followers. If you are like me and you're like, I need £1,500 a month, you can soon, maybe through 2 or 3 different income streams, you could be easily making that. So I'm hoping that has really, really helped you think about things. I'm sorry if you thought I was going to give you some let's get rich quick scheme and just do this. There are so many different ways that you can be earning money. And the point that I want to get across here is look at what you have. The majority of my channel are Gen X. I've seen the stats, right? So you're about my age, 45 plus, and look at what you have. Look at the experience that you have. Look at the things you love to do and open your mind to the possibilities of what you potentially can do. Whether that's from a remote thing like a van to just doing something different. And it might be that you're looking at a complete career change and you can start to think, if I can start to build up these new income sources, they can go up and I can stop doing what I don't like doing anymore. If you don't have a retirement plan, it is not too late. There is still plenty of opportunity. Now, I'm going to put that link so that you can have a look at those other videos that will help you, particularly the AI, especially if you're a little bit afraid of AI. Go check it out. I promise you, you will not be afraid of it after you've seen that particular video. And because this is Next Chapter Diaries, I want to leave you with this final scene and thought.
This is a beach that is going to be coming up. There's a horse there, a couple of horses. This is a beach that is going to be coming up on Next Chapter Diaries in the next few weeks. And I've come back here today because I absolutely love it, and I just did a little detour to come back here. Look at these white sands. Just stunning. And this is such a reminder of what I need in my life. So what do you need in your life? I thought in order to have this on a daily basis, to be able to go and explore, I needed to buy a property and live in a particular area. And this journey is teaching me something very different. Here I am today. Here I am right now on this beach. And I've made that happen on not a lot of money. You can make your next chapter happen too.
I hope that has helped today. You now know what I'm going to be doing. If you are interested in any of those things, put a comment and I will send you some links. Or you can go to my website now, saraburton.co.uk, and just put yourself on my mailing list, because that's the first place that I'm going to be sharing when things are opening. The Next Chapter Club, the Next Chapter Members Club is going to be opening on July the 1st, and I can't wait. Thursday's episode is we are going to be I'm taking you to Conwy, and then I'm moving further down to the coast, and I'm ending up in Bangor, and there's some adventure stuff in there that I can't wait to bring you. So it's quite a big episode on Thursday, and I will see you then. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was of value. If it was, please like and subscribe, because what it does is it helps to more people, and I'm on a mission now. I want to help as many people as possible really live a life that they want to be living and start their next chapter. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Take care.